Hello, you're welcome to OSC videos, the how-to videos where we explain to you the business side of fashion. Now, note that every of the tips on this our series is not only for fashion, you can actually apply it to any business. It's just that we tailor it and we mention the fashion business. So let's go right into today's topic. So the last time we mentioned something that where we mentioned about value chain and we spoke about target market. Today, I would actually like to talk about target market. But before I can properly explain to you how to get your target market, who you should target, and why you should even target them, it would be good to explain the value chain of fashion. It is when you know which area of the value chain that you want to play in, that is when you would know who to target. So, for example, if I am in the manufacturing side of the value chain, I would not target the person who needs one outfit to go to a party. Do you understand? So, I'm going to explain the value chain. Now, the value chain of cotton or fashion starts from cotton, where there's cotton farming. So that means you can decide, I just want to be a cotton farmer, and you are still in the fashion value chain. Now, from cotton, it goes on to where the ginneries would clean it out, bring out the lint, remove all the dirt, and spin it and prepare it for spinning. So from ginning, it goes to the spinning. Spinning will now spin it with all the machines and turn it into yarn. They turn it into thread. They turn it into what would then be used for weaving. So you can also decide, I want to just be a spinning company where I sell yarn or thread to every other person. Now it moves on to the manufacturing. So the manufacturing could be the people who actually manufacture the textile, the fabric. So they use the yarn that they have bought. You can blend it with any other thing and mix it to make the fabrics that you and I will go to the market to buy. So that's the textile manufacturing side. Then from there, the fashion designer or the garment manufacturing company would then go to buy from them and make it into the different designs. So for example, you can make it into what I'm wearing, you can make it into t-shirts, you can make it into anything you want, and then decide who you're going to sell it to. So from the manufacturing, it also moves to the retail, and that's why we're shooting from our retail store today. It goes to the retailer. You can decide, I am just going to be a retail fashion business owner, where you open stores and sell for other people, or you open a store to sell your own brand. That is the retail side of fashion. Also, you can be the fashion designer who buys the fabric and does made to measure, like we mostly like to do in Nigeria or maybe other parts of Africa. But the real business is in selling retail in volumes, either through retail stores where people come from all over the world and they can walk in and just pick one or two items, and you have that store replicated in other African countries, in other countries all over the world. So like the brands we know of Louis Vuitton, Gucci, even Zara, and many. We need to have the African version of those businesses. We need to have the Nigerian version of those businesses, rather than just only sticking to the traditional fashion where we make clothes for parties. Who's making the everyday clothes? That is one of the questions. Now, another part of the value chain is even the PR, the marketing side. Who is in charge? We have one or two companies in Nigeria that we know that, oh, they are PR companies. They are the ones who organize the fashion shows, they put together the shows. But who is doing the marketing side for fashion? Who's writing all the articles? Who's coming up with the fashion films? There's still so many parts of the value chain that's lacking. Who is selling the different types of fabrics? Who is supplying it? For example, this video you are watching, people should be making documentaries on fashion, fashion films, and so many other things. There's the software side of fashion also. There are several softwares nowadays that can make patterns. We sell our pattern making software. There are software that you just walk in and it scans you and they get all your exact measurements. There's so many parts, even the back end of your store, your website store. Who is building your website for fashion? Who understands the pictures and how they must be taken? Who are the fashion models? I remember back then, whenever I want to shoot our collection and we call a photographer, they tend to be focusing on the model's face, her posture, rather than taking pictures in such a way that it's the clothes that the customers will look at. Who's handling your social media page for fashion? Who knows the right terminologies, the things to engage the target market? I know target market is coming up again. I am still going to take time to explain target market, but I need to do justice to the value chain of fashion so that you can decide which of these areas do I want to specialize in. Do you understand? So if you feel, oh, I want to be the fabric supplier, your target market is not the same as the person who wants to do the fashion films. If you're going to be the one who makes clothes for, say, plus size people, your own target market is different from the person who just wants to focus on uniforms for people. So I won't be able to just start talking about target market if I don't give a proper breakdown of the value chain. Now, the value chain I've explained is the broad value chain of the whole fashion chain. But if you now narrow down to, say, manufacturing of garments, manufacturing or designing, it also still has its own further breakdown. So within the fashion value chain, we have the different types of designers or manufacturers. So we have bridal designers, we have menswear, we have women's wear, we have children, we have sports brands, we have accessories and bags. That's where your bags, phone pouches, makeup bags, and all the other things come up. We have millionaire, those who do the hearts. We have all sorts. We all need to decide if we want to do one or two, or pick the area you want to focus on and know who your target market will be. Now, when you have decided, so I'm going to use myself as an example. Even though I started out as a made-to-measure designer, I always knew my goal was to provide clothes for everyone made from Nigeria. Now, when you say everyone, everyone is very vague. I have my narrowed down target market. So to do this, this is what I had to do. Number one, understand yourself. Who are you? Which part of the value chain are you playing in? Secondly, what are your strengths? When you've done that, your own self-assessment, like a SWOT analysis of yourself, then you start to now do that of who you want to produce for, or who you want to design your clothes for, who you are going to offer this service of fashion making or designing for. Where are they located? So you're going to use these parameters. Location, where are they located? What's their age group? What's their income? What spending, disposable income do they have? How much are they earning? What is their lifestyle about? What do they like doing? You have to know every single thing about them. Whether they are, what type of woman or what type of man. What are their interests? What would they like? What kind of location would I even have to be that they can easily access me? Not just only where are they located. So nowadays, everybody sells things online, but I will tell you that Nigerians, or some people, women especially, still like to touch and feel their fabric. So what they want to buy. So you need to know all this to be able to understand who am I targeting and how to target them. I remember one of the courses I did, in London. I don't want to mention the school, as I'm not doing adverts for them. But anyway, I paid for this course, and they were teaching us about the psychology of the buyer. You have to know everything about your buyer, what they think about, how they think. So I remember when I used to do made to measure, there are some type of clients who want to be the showstopper. They want to be the ones that when they enter a party or anywhere, all eyes are on them. Is that the type of customer you have? So if that's the type of customer, your designs cannot be cool, calm, collected kind of designs. No, You also must have, even right from the salesperson that's attending to them, must have the kind of appeal that they will like. Do you understand? If they are very busy business women, maybe you're making office wear for women who are aged so to so. You have to also understand what type of women. That's how you will know the price points. That's how you know the type of fabric, the type of finishing, their expectation of you, the other services that you're going to offer in addition to just designing and selling clothes. You need to know this. So if you have the kind of businesswoman who's very busy, used to commanding and throwing commands at people, and then she comes to your store, but you are thinking, I don't want to hire this very educated or big person. I won't pay my sales girl too well. And you just put someone who can't even speak English, who doesn't understand how to be very charismatic. You will lose customers. I can go on and on. But in the next class, I will take time to break down the target market. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. See you next time. Bye.